الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الناصح الأمين اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين ثم أما بعد الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام والسنة. All praise and thanks belong to Allah for guiding us to Islam and for guiding us to the Sunnah. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says what translated means, and you are the best nation that has been risen from the people. You are the best nation of the people, the best nation of human beings. And then I want you to pay attention to what Allah ta'ala, He mentions. He says, you command with the good. You command people to do good. تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, and you forbid them from doing evil. وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ, and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is incumbent that we reflect upon this and that we seriously take this into consideration and that we seriously apply this in our daily lives. Because unfortunately, we live at a time where many from the Muslims deem it more beneficial that they hide the fact that they are Muslim. And this could be a symptom of being a minority in a Kafir society. However, it is incumbent that we remember who we are. And you don't have to hide who you are. You don't have to conceal who you are. And if it was truly, in fact, the way that you think it is, that you would have to hide and conceal your Islam, then you can't be here. You got to leave. You got to make Hijrah. Because any society where the Muslim is not allowed to show, to make it clear and apparent that they are Muslim and practice Islam in a clear and an apparent way, then it is not permissible for us to live in those societies. In that case, Hijrah becomes wajib. So if you truly believe that this is the case here in America, then you don't need to be here. However, the reality of the situation is that you can show your Islam here. You can be as Muslim as you want to be here in America. Who are you to be scared of? Ala kulli hal, I want you to reflect and to think. Because the only one you should be scared of is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But reflect upon these characteristics in which Allah ta'ala He mentions. Where He says that you are the best nation. The best nation just because? The best nation just because? No. The best nation, and then Allah ta'ala He mentions, you command with good. You command the people with good. And you forbid them from evil. And you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is incumbent that we incorporate this into our daily lives. That we command the people with good. By being a good example. By being a good example. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, وَخَالِقِ النَّاسِ بِخُلُقٍ حَسَنٍ, and interact with the people with good character. أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Interact with the people with good character. Show them good character. Be an example. So you call the people to good by doing good. You call them to good by giving them a word that is good. By calling them to good character. Calling them to have good morals. Mentioning these things to them. And that can be, if it is just to make it clear and to contradict when they ask you about some filth. When they ask you about a boyfriend or a girlfriend. How easy is it to say, No, I am a Muslim. We do not indulge in the likes of these things because these things are not wholesome. We are people who we marry because we have respect for women. We are people who our children are a result of two individuals being married. They're born in wedlock. It is not from our way to fornicate. This is not a good way. It could be something just as simple as this. It could be something just as simple as when they wish you holiday greetings, that you explain to them, I respect the sentiment. However, I do not celebrate these holidays because I am a Muslim. We have two holidays, and then you can get into whatever it is you want to get into. But by making it known and making it clear and distinct, we are not the same. I'm not like you. When they are using foul language to remind them, in all due respect, please do not speak to me with that type of language. I'm a Muslim. We are commanded to speak good. We are commanded to have good words upon our tongue and to not use filth and profanity. This is not befitting for a Muslim man. When that woman tries to shake your hand, as easy as telling her, I appreciate the sentiment. However, I'm a Muslim man. It is not permissible for me to touch women or to touch women who are not close relatives. And then explain to them, because we are wholesome people, we take not fornicating seriously, so on and so forth. And then you can get into whatever the situation calls for and what is appropriate given the situation. But these are ways in which you could call the people to that which is correct, but more importantly, because calling them to what is correct is important, right? But even more importantly, it may give you an opportunity to call them to that which is the most correct. What does that mean? Correct, most correct? What are you talking about? Meaning, it may give you an opportunity to call them to Tawheed, to call them to true monotheism, to call them to La ilaha illallah. Because they may say, this is amazing, a religion where you don't touch the opposite sex because you take serious the prohibition of fornication. Let me know more. That's your opportunity. The greatest right upon the human being is that they fulfill the right of their Creator, that they worship Him and Him alone. This gives you an opportunity to call them to Tawheed, to call them to La ilaha illallah. Your character, you're being honest with them when the people are dishonest and they ask you, you're so honest, you don't lie. What is this about? You say, because I'm a Muslim. My Lord commands me not to lie. My Lord commands me to tell the truth, whether it's for me or against me. This will be astonishing. Tell me more. Then you can call them to La ilaha illallah. When you're not celebrating their holidays, tell me why. This is an opportunity that you can call them to La ilaha illallah. It is incumbent that we become the embodiment of what Allah Ta'ala mentions here in this ayah, that we command the people with good and we forbid them from evil. If we want to be from the best people, if we want to truly be the best nation, this is how we get there. That we call to good, we forbid the evil, and we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. هذا أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولجميع المسلمين فاستغفروه فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. يا عباد الله, Islam is a way of life. It's a deen, a way of life. Every aspect of our life, there's guidance. Every aspect of our life, there is guidance. It is incumbent that we remember this because there seems to be a disconnection. There's a disconnect somewhere. Because we come to Jumu'ah, after Jumu'ah, after Jumu'ah, we hear khutbah after khutbah after khutbah, and we don't change. The way we talk to people doesn't change. The way we interact with people, it doesn't change. The way we post online does not change. There's a disconnection. Islam is not just a Jumu'ah thing. It's not just something we do Yawm al-Jumu'ah when we come to the masjid. Islam is not restricted to just the masjid. Because we're not Muslim only when we come here. We're not Muslim only on Yawm al-Jumu'ah. But we're Muslim every day of the week. We're Muslim anywhere in the earth, anywhere in the universe that we go. We are Muslim. So it is not just restricted. We're Muslim when we're offline. We're Muslim when we are online. And there is direction, there is guidance as relates to what you put on Twitter, as relates to what you put on Facebook, as relates to what you put anywhere and on any one of these platforms. There is guidance. The Muslim, we are ones who we call to good. We call to the best things. We prohibit the evil. We prohibit the evil and nasty and gross and despicable things. So we ourselves should not be an embodiment, an illustration of filth. We should not be an embodiment and an illustration of bad behavior. We should not be an embodiment or illustration of what is haram. We should not be an example of what not to do. But rather we should be examples on how we should live our lives. We should be examples on how you use social media. Social media is not there so that you could expose yourself. Right? Social media is not there so that you can expose yourself. When I say those words, everyone will shake their head and say, yeah, that makes sense, right? It's common sense, but common sense is not as common as you think. Because we will agree to that statement, agree to that sentiment, but still we'll post something haram. We'll post about some music. We'll post about some concert. We'll post about some filth and transgression. Or we will share it. Or we will like it. Or we will retweet it. Or whatever the case may be. But then at the same time we say, but it's not there to expose yourself. Yeah, subhanallah. Nobody knows you went to the concert until you put it on TikTok, till you put it on Instagram, you put it online. No one knew you went to a concert. Now you done told the whole world. No one knew. You didn't cover, except when you came to the masjid, until you put your profile picture up there like that. Until you put pictures of you and your family like that. Nobody knew that. I thought you covered. Till I saw your page online, I thought you covered. Until the algorithm popped your profile into my time stream. Yes, subhanallah. But then you say, but it's not there to expose yourself. So what are you doing? Exposing yourself. See, these things have to be mentioned because what Islam is not a religion that's dead. Islam is a religion that's alive. In every aspect of our life, day to day, every day living. From going to the gas station, from coming to the masjid, from going shopping, to going to make hajj. There's guidance in every aspect of our lives. But the point is, where's the disconnection? Why are we not connecting these dots? The Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man dalla ala khayrin, falahu mithlu ajr fa'ilih." That whoever points to a good, then he will have the reward of those who do it. We're talking about online, right? Because everyone has a cell phone, correct? Or the most of the people in here, vast majority, 99.9% maybe, have a cell phone. And on that cell phone, do you have a social media app? The majority of the people, yes. So how do you, what are you supposed to do with it? How do you use it? How do you use it? Listen to this hadith, because this hadith gives you an indication. Whoever points to a good, then he will have the reward of those who do it. So if you post something that's an ayah from the Quran, a hadith, a statement from one of the scholars, calling to something that is wholesome, and somebody reads that, a Muslim reads that, and they go on and act upon it. The superiority of praying Salatul Duha, the superiority of praying Salatul Witr. Sometimes it's like that. They remind the benefits the believer. You may be at work and you're doing what you're doing, and then you read that post, oh yeah, Duha, 15-minute break. You know what? I think I'm going to pray Duha right now, because the post reminded you. You get the reward for that person praying Duha. So how should you use social media? This hadith is an indication as to how you are supposed to use social media. It's not there for you to show people what you're eating, to show people where you went on vacation. Benefit from it. Why not? Right? Why not benefit from it? Why not get some good deeds out of it? The Prophet ﷺ, he said in another hadith that's been collected by Muslim, as the afore hadith was also collected by Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Man da'a ila al-huda, whoever calls to guidance, كان له من الأجر مثل أجور من تبعه ولا ينقص ذلك من أجورهم شيئا. That whoever calls to a guidance, you invite people, you call them, you invite them to do some guidance, then they will have the rewards similar to the rewards of those who follow them in that, who hear that good word and then they follow it, who hear that good word, they implement it, who hear that good word about controlling yourself when you get mad. Don't lie. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything. You read that post, you put that post out, and someone benefits from that, then you will be rewarded, inshallah ta'ala. But not just you'll be rewarded, but none of you will have to split the reward. Do you understand this deal? You get 100% and they get 100%. وَلَا يَنْقُصُ ذَلِكَ مِنْ أُجُورِهِمْ شَيْئًا. Nothing will be removed from it. You will not get a less percent. If me and you shared it, it's not 50-50. If it was 4 of us, it's not 25-25-25. No, everybody gets 100%. Who can pass that deal up? If you're going to use social media, might as well benefit from it, right? Might as well be a source of your happiness on the day of judgment, correct? Why not? If you're going to use it. On the flip side, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, وَمَنْ دَاعَ إِلَى الضَّلَالَةِ, and whoever calls to a ضَلَالَةِ. You see, the first time the Prophet ﷺ, he said, hudan, whoever calls to a guidance, hudan, yeah, any guidance, they get the reward. Here, ضَلَالَةِ, whoever calls to a ضَلَالَةِ, any misguidance, not just the big ones, the little ones too, any misguidance. Whoever calls to a misguidance, كان عليه من الإثم مثل آثام من تبعه لا ينقص ذلك من آثامهم شيئا. Whoever calls to a misguidance, then they will have a sin similar to the sin of those who follow them in that. And none of their sins will be reduced at all. Everybody gets 100% sin. 100% of that sin. So if you tell people, oh, look what concert I went to, and then people go and say, oh, I'm going to look up that artist and listen to that song, you get that sin. 100% for you, 100% for them. How many followers? How many people have liked your page? Huh? So imagine now, everybody saw that post, everybody clicked that, or the vast majority of them, that's how many sins you have. Is that really worth it? That's how you think we should use social media? It is incumbent that we apply the Islamic guidance in every aspect of our lives. It is incumbent that we remember to embody those characteristics that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us are possessed by the best nation. That they call to good, they forbid evil, and they believe in Allah. أسأل الله تعالى أن يوفقني وإياكم لما يحبه ويرضاه، وأن يجعلنا ممن إذا أعطي شكر وإذا ابتلي صبر وإذا أذنب استغفر، فإن هؤلاء الثلاث عنوان السعادة. هذا فأقيموا الصلاة.